What's up, guys? We're back with another episode. We should have
Recapping
had
weeks
one
one and
last week,
two. Yeah,
but
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
we kind of got busy, and yeah, I missed it. So
Life gets the best of you sometimes, man.
it really does. So this is kind of a compilation of weeks 1 and 2. Um,
If you were living under a rock, pay attention. A lot has happened.
oh yeah. I
Hey,
don't think a lot of people are ready for everything that's been going on within the world of college football, but Mr.
oh my
Deion
God,
Sanders,
is taking it by
dude,
storm.
my dude.
He has college football by the nuts right now. Like,
He, um, yeah, I mean, let's just look at it right here. So we got last week, week 2, Colorado played
now,
Nebraska.
okay, they played Nebraska, so keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Nebraska is not.
but,
It's a big name. It's a big
yeah,
conference team. It's a historic team. So yes, there's a lot of value that comes with the name. And we are all looking at Nebraska, circling them to see what their new coach would do. Rule, I believe.
yeah,
Yeah, he ended up leaving because he got fired from the Panthers and he ended up over there. And what did Colorado do to Nebraska?
kind of stomped on them, 36
No,
to
there's no
14.
kind of. There's no kind of.
They rolled over them. Like,
They
there's no
destroyed
way
them.
that, yeah, I don't know what it is, but I've caught the Colorado fever. I'm
Everybody
ready.
jumping on the
Oh yeah,
bandwagon. What did
dude.
I tell you though? In the like after they said Dion's going to Colorado, I said I'm interested. I want to see
Yeah.
how good
Like,
or
I
how
don't know.
fast he
I think
makes
it's
them good. And it's I mean they're already up to 18th. They're 2-0 and they're 18th. And this is a team that I believe has never had a conference championship ever
no.
and has not had a winning season. They were 1-11 last year. They already doubled their wins in
Yeah.
2 weeks. I mean, it, and he
Um
turned the roster over.
he literally
Uh,
like, I think I just want to say this to well, actually I don't even need to say it because the Browns won. So
the
hey,
brownies.
kind of a
Here we
big
go,
deal here.
brownies.
I
They beat the Bengals.
I know. I was like,
I know
guys, come
Jordan's a
on,
little
come on.
salty about it.
Dude.
uh, I also that sorry that reminded me. So we are in um Panthers, Buccaneers, Dolphins territory down here. And
Yeah,
so our CBS game was whoever the Saints played. And I like the Saints because of how many Buckeyes are on their team, but I don't really want to watch them. And we have Paramount Plus, and we were unable. I saw an ad saying that Paramount Plus, you're able to watch any football game on CBS because it has the CBS owned channels that you can live stream.
yeah.
And the only one I could get was the freaking Saints game. I was like, I already got Hulu Live. I don't need to watch the Saints on Paramount Plus. So if anybody could help me figure that out,
Wait,
that'd
can
be
you
great. Because
watch
I
it on
wanted,
Hulu Live?
yeah, but I wanted to use Paramount Plus to watch the Browns Bengals. Because that was a CBS game,
Um,
back home, like what you got. But we
yeah,
didn't get it. So I thought I could use Paramount Plus to watch any of the games on
I see what you're
CBS. I
saying.
guess that's not the case. And
No,
I'm a little salty about it.
unless you get the NFL Network, the only way that'll work.
I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that, dude. It's not.
It's just not worth it. You know,
I'm not paying that.
like
I can't afford that right now.
I care about like one team
We have
really when it
student
comes to
debt
the
down here.
NFL.
I can't do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I tried to go the cheap way. I
It's
guess the
tough.
cheap way
It's
didn't work
tough.
out.
Yeah. Same.
You know who also is trying to go the cheap way? I don't know. I was going to segue that into one of these college games, and I don't know. I don't even know. Um, I get, okay. We were talking about Colorado. Sorry, we're gonna get back on track. Colorado
Sorry.
taking it by storm. They beat TCU. They beat Nebraska. They got Colorado State this week. I'm really interested to see how they do in the Pac-12, and I feel so bad. I was thinking about this the other day. this is the most relevant year for the Pac-12,
Oh yeah,
and it's their last.
yeah.
They have eight
It's
ranked teams right now. Eight. They have eight. You ready for this?
wait.
USC is number five. USC is number five. Washington is number eight. Utah is 12. Oregon is 13. Oregon State is 16. Colorado is 18. And Washington State is 23. And UCLA is 24. They have eight ranked teams.
Holy crap!
But yeah, this is the most relevant year for the Pac 12.
Oh
And it's their last year. And we're also
yeah.
talking about this could be, we could have a historic matchup of prime time and the Buffs of Colorado versus the Trojans of USC and Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's there. No, Lane Kiffin's in Ole Miss. Sorry, I'm thinking of Lincoln
Yeah,
Riley.
yeah.
Sorry, I get those two mixed up all the time. I don't know how. But I mean, could you imagine? I have to go to see if they did the divisions or they got rid of divisions, whatever. Whatever. If you're talking about a potential Colorado Oregon or Oregon USC or USC Colorado, big or not Big 12, Pac-12 championship game, that's a way to, send it off into the
Oh
sunset.
yeah. Then it doesn't look too bad in the record books. It's like, oh wow, but look at this. The last year they were around,
I
you show all
okay,
the
dude, let's
ratings.
be real. Let's be real right now. USC, I'm high on them. I know they've played
Oh
three
yeah.
games. Everyone else has played two. Notre Dame's played three because they both had that week zero game, whatever. USC looks legit right now. Now I know they
Oh
haven't
yeah.
played a top 10 opponent. I'm really interested to see. I don't know if they play Washington or Oregon this year, but I'm really interested to see what they do with those two teams because those two teams look good. But we're in a year so far that right now the national champion could very well be a Pac-12 team.
Oh
Think about
yeah.
that. Last year of existence, national champion. Do they all back out of their new deals then and stay in their conference? I don't know. I think there's too like they can't.
Yeah,
Too
I
much
don't think
money
they'd be
at
able
that
to do
point.
that, but I do think that with the Pac-12 going out, it kind of gives those teams a little extra push to want to play to
Mhm.
win out and then go into the
Yeah.
next year saying, hey, look, we won our division, but we're ready to take on your division now. Especially for
Yeah.
USC. I think USC would look really good, but UCLA, I'm just saying,
UCLA
watch
is
them.
24. I'm not
I
high
know.
on them. I'm
Not
not. I mean,
yet.
I always
Not
root for
yet.
UCLA when they play USC. I really do. I just I don't know.
Oh, just wait.
I'm higher on
Just
Oregon
wait.
and Washington.
What
I'm
about Notre Dame? How you feeling on them?
fuck the Irish. Fucking hate
Hey,
them.
what the
But you know
oh
what? Here's my hot take. They will beat Ohio State in South Bend. I'm calling it right now. Ohio State will get their first loss of the season. Ohio State will not win the Big Ten East. They will not win the Big Ten. They will not get into the college football playoff. And I believe, we're just gonna do this hot take right
yeah,
now. I
let's
was gonna try to
let's
save it to
just
the end. I
say
was gonna
I
save it to
can't.
the end and say, you know what? Here's who I think the final four are. All right. Here's my final four right now. After watching 2 weeks of college football and watching my Buckeyes of The Ohio State University just shit it up. Okay. And I say
Oh.
that because against Youngstown State, they only scored 7 points. And I don't blame the players. Okay. I'm not blaming the players with this. I'm blaming the coaches, the coaching staff, how they're pushing these games. I am interested to see what they do this week with Western Kentucky. I'm interested to see what they do next week with Notre Dame. But I do think that at the point right now, Notre Dame's the better team. Notre Dame will win that game in South Bend. I
Oh yeah.
firmly believe that. Interesting. I have a guy stopping in front of my house. Oh, and now he's going. That was weird. Sorry. um, but if I had to choose a Final Four right now, based on how teams are playing right now, okay, I could obviously I will change this, but I would not be shocked if the Final Four was something along the lines of Florida State, Texas, USC, and Notre Dame.
I could see it.
Now, I don't
I
know if I think Notre Dame and USC play each other, and I think Notre Dame might play Florida State. So I'll have to cut that out and edit that. But you know who I'm higher on than Ohio State and Michigan?
Oh,
Penn State, dude.
Penn State
Penn
is looking
State
so
is
good, dude.
they are running through opponents like they're supposed to. Drew Aller is a dude. He's just gonna get better. And it feels like right now, because I've watched a little bit of Michigan, I know like I have to take medicine so I don't vomit when I see those colors on the TV.
Hmm.
Um, but Michigan and Ohio State seem very similar right now in regards to they're doing enough to win. Like
Yeah.
they're not playing to their potential. They're not completely blowing teams out that they're supposed to blow out. Penn State, and I felt this way in the offseason. Penn State's that team that every 3 years they got a fucking squad. And
Hmm.
I think James Franklin has a really good team
I mean,
At Penn State. Like I see them winning the Big Ten this year and going to the college football playoff.
oh yeah, no. I mean, just think about who they've played this year so far. All right. First, they start
I mean,
out.
it wasn't really anybody.
I mean, no one yet, but they pretty much blew out West Virginia. They completely just a varsity A playing the eighth grade team,
Delaware.
Delaware. Like,
Yeah.
bro, come on. Like that
Yeah, no,
that
but
that's the
but they
kind of
did exactly
score
what
we
they're
should
supposed to
have
do.
saw for
Again,
Ohio
Ohio State.
State and
Yes,
Bowling
yes,
Green.
yes.
And
No, not Bowling Green.
nope.
Youngstown State.
Oh, Youngstown State, sorry.
Michigan State played Bowling Green or
That's
plays. No, they played Bowling Green this week. They had ECU last week and
okay.
UNLV the week before. Yeah. No,
But
but that's the thing. Penn State's doing what we're expected or what we're expecting them to do, and I don't think other teams are right now.
their
And I it,
schedule looks like real nice
that I'll have
for
to look
how
it up in a
they're
second.
playing right now.
Okay.
Oof.
I'm looking up Notre Dame's right now, and they have the Chippewas of Central Michigan tomorrow, and then they're hosting Ohio State, so they have a 6v9 matchup via AP poll as of right now. Then they go to Duke, they go to Louisville, then they host USC, and then some other honorable mention. They do go to Clemson this year, and they're at Stanford. Stanford looked awful against USC. But I will say USC looks so good. I'm gonna have to edit and say that Notre Dame is probably not going to be in the Final Four, but Ohio State is definitely not because Notre Dame's going to beat them. I'm sorry, like
Yeah.
I believe that right now. I'm going to be rooting for my Buckeyes next week. I just Notre Dame looks better right now. So I would not be shocked if the Final Four was Florida State out of the ACC, Texas out of the Big 12, USC out of the Pac 12, and Penn State out of the Big 10. Now, there's one big bubble there. Am I anti SEC or am I being realistic? You tell me.
I'm kind of thinking the anti-SEC a little bit.
Oh, it's
Just
so obvious, isn't
because,
it?
yeah, I think,
But okay, this is where I have my issue though. Like Alabama, unless other teams lose, Alabama's not getting it, even if they win out because of the whole
yeah.
one loss thing, right? They've made that very clear. Last year was weird because there were so many teams with 1 and 2 losses, right? Like last year was so even across the board. But we are now seeing a year Georgia could go undefeated, right?
Hmm.
All right, this is
I
an
can see
early
it.
season already. Georgia can go undefeated. Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. One
Texas,
of them
do you think Texas can go undefeated
I
this year?
do. And that's what I was getting to. So like Texas, I can see going undefeated. Like there's the possibility they're playing really well. I mean, they just manhandled Alabama. If you guys missed that, Texas went into Tuscaloosa and like slapped their dick all over them. Like that game was not close. That was not close. But the Big Ten champ could also be undefeated, whether that's Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, whoever. And then Florida State is boat racing people.
Oh yeah,
Like they could be undefeated. I know it's 2 games in, and then USC is looking ridiculously good right now. We could end this year with 5 Power 5 champs undefeated. Who gets in? Who doesn't?
dude,
Who do you choose?
that's
Like,
when it comes down to like
do you do a play-in game?
you
Four v
almost ha-
five. I mean, like, think about
Oh,
it. If
you
we are
almost
sitting here
have
at the end of the
to.
season, like, but that's not part of it, right? So they can't just like, oh, we're gonna change it on the fly. We didn't do that last year when when
I
Ohio State
mean, at
got in
that
over
point,
other
then you almost
teams.
have to take 1 through 4 and play them as your final
Yeah,
four, play
because
them in the
that's
tournament. But like that just completely screws over number 5,
who's
which is
just as worthy,
yeah,
right?
just as
Like,
worthy.
because
Now,
okay, I threw out USC. Say Colorado runs the table and they're undefeated, right?
yeah,
If I present to you Georgia's undefeated, so SEC champ is undefeated, and I believe that can only be Georgia at this point, based on other people
um,
already losing.
the
Alabama already has a loss.
Texas is
Tennessee,
undefeated.
Tennessee's undefeated. LSU's not. Ole Miss, Ole Miss ain't gonna do it. Like, regardless, if I say okay, Georgia wins out, Georgia's undefeated,
Yeah,
right? And then I say the Big Ten champ wins out, regardless of which three it is. I'm leaning towards Penn State. That's just me personally. And then I say the Pac 12, I'm going to lean towards USC over Colorado, but I really want to see that matchup. And then say Florida State and Texas both win out. If you're presented with those 5 undefeated teams, like, who do you pick?
at that point, you all like you like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You almost have to write in a rule saying, "Hey, 4 and 5 have to play each other," because there's gonna be some bullshit about like, oh well, this team played these teams and this team played these
Yeah.
teams, which like you can argue that day in and day out, but like I don't think you can say, okay, this team's undefeated and this team's undefeated. This team's out because they played one out of division opponent that was in like the MAC or something.
Okay. I'm going to throw out. Oh, man. Why did I said Catholic versus convict? That's Miami, not Florida State. Oh darn. I get those mixed up sometimes. I said that to someone earlier and they're like, "Oh yeah, that'd be awesome." And now I'm thinking about it, like, "Wow, I'm an idiot." Um
They're probably like,
no,
is
sorry,
he
I want
okay?
to I want to throw this out there. Okay, say Colorado runs the table. They beat USC, right?
Yeah.
Say Notre Dame runs the table.
Okay.
You got now, right? So USC's out of it.
Okay. Okay. Wait,
Yeah,
wait, wait,
yeah,
wait,
you
wait, wait,
got
wait, wait,
five.
wait, wait. Are you suggesting 6 undefeated teams
Yeah,
right now?
yes,
Dude,
I
no.
am.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
What do you do? What do you do? Right? Like, what do you do? Like,
Okay.
oh my god!
You gotta have a playoff game here. Five
Gotta
and
have a play
six.
in for no 1 and 2 get buys.
Yeah, no,
Like,
one and two
we're
will
just gonna
get the
extend it.
buys,
We're just gonna extend it.
but
You almost have
honestly,
to.
you
You
have
can't
to
screw you if that were to
honestly
happen.
because
This is
this is the
what
last year.
two,
This
three
is the
games
last
in.
year. It's the last year with only the 4 teams. Next year we go
Is
to the
it?
12th. I think so.
Do we?
2024, right?
Why do I think we have another year?
Or the
I believe you.
2025.
I don't know.
I gotta
I,
look it up.
oh my gosh. Oh, Florida State's definitely
Yeah,
cruising. They got
2024.
freaking
Yeah.
nobody on
So
their
next
schedule.
year we're looking at 12 teams coming in.
That's next year. So
So
not
I
only,
think
holy shit. So we
okay,
have
hear
the
me out.
death of the Pac-12 right before we start the
Yes,
12. Oh my God. Wait,
exactly.
they have
So
to rewrite it then. They wrote it in as 5 conference champs. They have to rewrite the rules.
yeah, no, they would have to make it 6. Because technically, Notre Dame would be an independent, so they would be
Well,
a
I was saying for
conference.
next year.
Oh, for next year. Oh, yeah, each
Because next year
conference.
with the expansion, they have it written for the 5 Power 5 champs get an automatic bid. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Okay. But yeah, if we focus on this right now, I mean, and dude, I just looked
holy
up Florida
crap.
State's schedule. Their toughest games are hosting Duke and hosting Miami of Florida.
Okay,
And then
so
they're at Florida, but like Florida looks. Ooh.
okay, so they don't really have anything that's too crazy then.
No, Florida State's going undefeated. I'm calling that
Yeah,
right now. Florida State's going undefeated.
yeah, they'll
We're
go
gonna see the
undefeated, and
Seminoles.
then they'll play in the tournament, get blown out, and then go and
Oh man.
yeah.
You want me to look up Texas's real quick? Let's
what
see. Let's see. Like, let's
I
see
I
the
really do
logistics.
think that
How?
Texas could be SEC possibly if they can beat Georgia. I think Georgia right now is the front runner in the SEC, and there's no one else
Oh
that
yeah.
really stands the
But
chance
Georgia hasn't
besides
even looked
Texas.
like great.
Yeah,
Georgia hasn't
no,
looked.
that's the
That's what
thing.
Texas is gonna
But
come in and
but
be
you
like.
got to think when Georgia, I think they play week. Wait, I'm almost
What?
there. Almost there. No,
Texas
they don't
has
play.
two
Texas
two
does not play Georgia, but
no, Texas has two ranked teams on the rest of their schedule, Oklahoma and Kansas State, and they're both at home. Texas is going is winning. Like I'll be shocked. The only teams I could see them beating or getting beat by is maybe TCU because it's at TCU. But if they play like they did this last weekend, Texas is back, dude. If they continue to play like that, we're talking about Florida State and Texas are both undefeated at the end of the year. If they like as of right now,
holy crap.
you want to look up Georgia,
Dude, I don't. Okay.
dude. I
I'm just saying, Georgia, though,
they
I
got the
feel like they
Gamecocks of
always
South Carolina.
start
It,
slow and then
that's
they like
fair.
just finish out and just absolutely just run people
If
over.
Georgia
Because I mean, okay,
stumbles at all this year, we are looking at potentially no SEC team in. Think
yeah.
about that for a second.
Oh, yeah. No, because just look at the Georgia. Yeah, they
They're
have
not gonna stumble. They just got Mississippi and
no.
Tennessee. They're fine. Okay,
Yeah.
locking. I'm locking
So
in Georgia,
see, I don't think you can
dude.
lock in
Dude,
Georgia
we're
though. I because you
okay.
also
Okay.
have Texas. All right. And right now I believe Tennessee is also undefeated. So I think Tennessee could honestly have the chance to upset Georgia in week what 11.
I mean, I'll be pulling for it. I don't think
That
Tennessee's gonna win out either. So, I mean, I'd be pulling for that. Um, so we need to, in order for this mayhem to occur that we are wanting, we have to be Notre Dame and Colorado fans because
yeah.
USC plays both Colorado and Notre Dame and Oregon and Washington.
Oh my god. Shit.
Dude, listen to this schedule. USC is on bye this week, right?
Okay.
Next week they are at Arizona State. Then they're at Colorado with the game time to be determined. That's
Oh
a night
god.
game.
That's gonna be night.
Host Arizona, at Notre Dame, host Utah, at California, host Washington, at Oregon, host UCLA. They have one, two, three, four, five, six ranked teams as of right now that they're playing. If USC comes out of this alive, they deserve to
Oh
be in
yeah.
that Final Four. Oh my God.
So do you think USC is
Like,
gonna be the front runner right now for the Pac-12?
I mean, they're the highest ranked team. I'll watch that Colorado. I think they got screwed with the schedule. Like, I know for a fact, unless they got rid of divisions, I know for a fact that they're not in the same division as Washington and Oregon because those guys are up north and they are not. Like,
I don't think
wow.
the Pac-12 is
Oh, they did get rid of divisions.
yeah.
Holy crap. Well, either way, they got screwed with scheduling. I'll tell you what. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Well, let's look at the
Holy crap.
Colorado, the Buffs. Oh my, and we threw out Oregon earlier. Colorado plays Oregon too. So,
I think Oregon it comes down to being the determining factor. But is Oregon undefeated right now?
oh my God. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're 2-0.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. I know. I know. This is like I'm
buddy,
actually going to tune into some of these Pac-12 games
the
because
Pac-12 might be
Colorado,
this might be the year to watch the Pac-12.
dude, they got
Hands
Colorado
down.
State. They got Colorado State tomorrow. Next week they're at Oregon, then they host USC. Back to back big games. Oh my God. Like
Dude,
that is just wow. I
it was
I'm gonna tune into some of those games. But anyway, say Colorado wins out. All right.
all
Notre
right.
Dame wins out.
All right. But Let me throw
Florida
the
State, Texas, Georgia.
wait.
What?
What about the Utes? What about the
Yes.
Utes?
No, I'm
No,
not. I'm not even entertaining the thought of Utah. No, I'm done with Utah.
what?
Utah. I'm over Utah. I'm on the Colorado bandwagon. I'm over Utah. Get the Utes out of here.
Really?
Them and
I'm
their
so
wannabe Ohio State uniforms. Get them out of here.
yeah.
And their recruits saying, "I'm going to the Utah University or the
Get out of here.
University." Get out of here. No,
Get
I'm
out of
done.
here. Bye.
I'm done.
Sorry. That's
Oh my
the
gosh.
Ohio State kind of thing, you know?
Oh man. I don't. Whew. I'm looking at Penn State right now, and they got Michigan at home. I mean, they're at Ohio State. That'll be a good one. Maybe I'm doubting Ohio State so much. Maybe that's why I'm like
Dude,
Penn State's gonna
I
be.
am very doubtful. Just based on how they played, like you can't sit there and be like, "Oh, it's going to be a great year. We're going to win everything. We're going to be so good."
No, it's being realistic now.
Yeah, like
Like,
hmm.
oh my gosh. I know. I really think Penn State. I think Penn State has a shot. It'll be interesting. Looking at Penn State and Michigan though, because I've just looked at both their schedules, I will say in regard to cross division, Ohio State got screwed over.
Oh, Ohio State is screwed. Yeah, no,
Ohio
their
State got screwed
schedule is hard.
over.
And
Because they're
I
at Wisconsin. Minnesota's always tough. And then you got non-conference in Notre Dame, which like I like it, but and then you're at Purdue as well. Like talk about some trap games, dude. And you're at Indiana, like it's a bunch of games that they should win, but with a new quarterback, with young talent, they're gonna lose a couple. So
mhm.
I mean, that's why I'm looking at it. Hopefully Penn State makes a run. I'd be
It'd be all
thrilled
right
about
to
that.
see Penn State making a run
But
out.
think about this. I just thought about this. If Penn State makes a run, they're undefeated. Georgia's undefeated. Say Notre Dame's undefeated. Because I looked at them earlier. I think Notre Dame could do it. I mean, the big
Oh
thing
yeah.
would be knocking off USC. And then the question is Colorado. So like if Colorado's undefeated, Notre Dame's undefeated. Obviously Notre
Well,
Dame doesn't
doesn't
have a
Colorado play
championship.
Notre Dame?
No, no. USC plays both Notre Dame
Oh,
and Colorado.
that's who it is. Okay.
Yes. But if we had the scenario of six undefeated teams and five of them are conference champs, one of them is not. You know what I think would actually happen is I think Penn State and Notre Dame would get left out because Colorado would have so many more ranked wins. And then Georgia is seen to be
Ah,
in the best conference. Florida
I wasn't even
State,
thinking about that.
it, if Florida State boat races everybody and is putting up 60 points a game, nobody's going to bat an eye. And then Texas has that win over Alabama, depending on what they do against Kansas State and Oklahoma. I honestly would see them leaving Penn State and Notre Dame out.
Ooh. But see, I don't think you can necessarily put Penn State out because even though Texas beat Alabama, that doesn't prove anything because that would mean that you're basing Alabama as your elite team when they're obviously not the elite team, you know?
Okay. Let me ask you this. Alabama wins the SEC West and beats Georgia,
Okay.
but the others are still undefeated. Do you put Alabama in the field? And are you okay with leaving Notre Dame out?
I think you have to put Notre Dame in, keep Alabama out because of the one loss.
So then who are you keeping out of the four undefeated champions? Because you just told me Notre Dame's going
Oh,
in. Who do you keep out?
oh.
I know it's too early in the season to do this. It's
And there's
mayhem.
too
It's
many ranked
madness.
teams in the Pac-12 to be able to say, "Oh, kick the Pac-12 out," because
There's
oh,
too many
hey,
undefeated teams right now.
yeah, yeah,
Oh
it's
my
early in the
god.
season. We just need to wait it out a little bit.
Oh, but I love it. I love the
Dude, it's
madness. I love it.
the early season madness is like great, but it's also
We're
the
getting ahead of
worst.
ourselves.
Oh yeah, because there's just too many possibilities there. You
There's
know,
so many undefeated teams.
Oh, there's too many to even be able to say, okay, these ones are going to be the top ones going in. Because who
Okay.
knows? Who knows?
Okay.
We could have by week 10, no one undefeated.
We could.
And,
Yes, we
okay,
could.
then from there, what do you do?
And that's the beauty of college football,
That's true.
right?
That's true.
We could be talking about seven one-loss teams. Bless you. Who gets in?
Thank you.
Who doesn't? We could be talking about six undefeated teams. But you know what? Again, we said everybody's undefeated at this point. You know who's also undefeated right now? Miami of Florida, which means my
Hey,
Catholics
the
versus
Hurricane.
convicts Final Four could still happen. Love it.
But do they play Florida State at all?
They do.
Ooh.
They do.
But if they can beat Florida
Uh,
State, then Catholics versus
Could the
convicts
U come
coming
back?
to a
This would be,
playoff
oh
game
my,
near you.
ah,
Dude, that
I
would be
love that
such a good game.
I would tune in, and you know who
I
I'm rooting
would
for?
watch I would watch that. Yeah.
I'd be rooting for Notre Dame in that.
Yeah. I think that would be a
Ready?
time where I'd be like, all right, let's go. Let's
Here we
go.
go.
Fighting Irish all the way.
Here's my picture this, if you will. Hang in there, all right?
Oh
Miami
boy.
stuns the world and comes back on top. All right.
Okay.
They beat Florida State. They win the ACC. They're undefeated.
Okay.
Georgia stumbles in the regular season. Alabama wins the
Ooh.
SEC with one loss. All right. It's looking bleak for the SEC. Texas stumbles on the road against Iowa State and somebody else. I'm just throwing names out here at this point. All right. USC runs the table, beats the Buffs in prime time. USC undefeated. They're in. Penn State shocks the world. And Notre Dame, dang it, never mind. Notre Dame plays
No.
USC.
Yeah.
Because this is what I was
No.
thinking. Ready? What if you had Catholics, convicts, part college football playoff, one semifinal, and the historic Penn State USC and the other one, and then a potential USC Notre Dame national championship. Could you imagine that? Or
Dude.
could we throw it back and say instead of Notre Dame, a USC Texas? Throw it back to that rematch.
That'd be pretty good.
I
That
know, right?
Oh
But I really want to see Catholics convicts now. So
yeah.
someone's gotta go.
Sorry,
Someone's
USC.
gotta go.
Someone's got that.
Penn State, Texas instead, I guess. I don't know.
Honestly,
Like,
probably. No.
oh my god.
Honestly, all
Texas,
right, hear me out.
Colorado.
Hear me.
Prime time.
Texas and Colorado as one
Oh
side versus Penn State and Notre Dame on the other side. Or no, Penn State plays Notre Dame, so that's not possible.
no,
Wait,
Penn State doesn't
no, they
play Notre
don't.
Dame.
No, they
Notre
don't.
Dame
Never
only
mind.
plays Ohio State. Dude, there's so many like potential. It's so early in the season, but there's so many
No.
potential like
And
Final Four
okay.
matchups that I'm like, I want this to happen. I want to see what this is. I would love to see this. But you know what team we haven't mentioned at all? And I just want to mention them, not
Ohio
because I
State.
like them. No, no. Hang with me. Dude, Ohio State's not getting there. I'm being realistic. Ohio State's not going to get there, but I do think it'd be cool if Ohio State played USC in a historic matchup like that. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be.
Ooh, now you got me. Now you got my juices flowing. Ohio State versus Miami. Maddie, can it be on just? I'm
Dude.
looking it up. Where is the national championship this year?
Um
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's in SoFi. Move
no.
that to Arizona. Let's go. Move it
Repeat.
to the Fiesta Bowl.
Wait, but
Oh
then
my
where would they play the Fiesta Bowl?
Fiesta Bowl would be the national championship.
Oh.
Actually, they still play the Fiesta Bowl and then they
Yeah.
just play the national championship later. But that could be a good matchup. Ohio State. Now, if that's happening, then that means that Notre Dame's out of the picture. But
Yeah.
imagine if Ohio State or there's mayhem. Ohio State loses to Notre Dame, but then wins out. But then everybody else also loses. Catholics, convicts in the semis with Ohio State versus the U in the national championship. That
Ooh.
could happen. That could actually
Okay.
happen.
I'm starting to see where you're getting a lot of the like SEC might not make it as far as undefeated teams, but there's possibilities in other divisions to keep
Yeah,
that alive to the
but
point
if we
where
go to like
SEC is
not
kicked out.
undefeated, yeah, if we go to not undefeated though,
Oh, the
yes,
SEC's
the
in.
SEC is gonna get in. But even like say, okay, say Ohio State and Alabama both have one loss. The one loss for Alabama being Texas. Say Texas like blows up and doesn't actually win out. Okay,
Yeah.
it's very early, but just we could have a Ohio State Alabama heavyweights on one side and then Catholics convicts on the other side. Like that, oh, maybe not. But we
Uh,
could have a Catholics convicts, and I love the idea of it. Um, but what the team I was gonna say, not Ohio State. We could talk about that. If they get better, we can talk about them more. But the one team that Notre Dame also plays, but we have not mentioned because for the first time in forever, to quote, I
for
believe
the
that's Anna.
first time in forever.
But for the first time in what feels like forever, the Clemson Tigers are
Ooh.
unranked.
Do you think they're
They
gonna? I don't. Okay.
they're gonna be
All
ranked
right.
again.
No. Okay. I I think Clemson will eventually. No. Okay. Even if Clemson does become ranked, they lost to Duke 28-7, and then
No,
they
no,
played.
I'm not saying they're gonna be good. I just love the fact that they suck. That's
Oh
all.
yeah. Oh. I thought you were about to argue for Clemson coming in
No.
hot. I'm like, whoa,
When
whoa,
have
whoa,
I
whoa, whoa,
ever
whoa,
argued for Clemson?
whoa. Hold
When
the
have I
phone.
ever? I've never argued for them. I always argue against them.
Yeah. Fuck
Like,
Clemson.
like I mean, you look at their schedule though. Their schedule is easy as heck. I mean,
Oh yeah.
but they have
Well,
Miami
no,
and
they
Notre
got
Dame.
Florida State. They also have
Oh my
Miami
God,
and
I didn't even
Florida.
see that one.
They
They
also
got
have Notre Dame. And then UNC.
UNC. Oh, and South Carolina Beamer Ball at the end of the year, as always, and it's in Columbia this year.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna go
Dabo,
down.
Dabo, we're looking at a 500 team here, Dabo. Love
Uh-oh.
it. I love it.
All right, do you
I
think
really
Dabo's
do.
getting the chair?
No,
If
no, nobody
no,
else wants to go there. No,
that's true.
like plus,
Yeah, you kind of got
dude,
him there.
I've lived here long enough. I've lived here in the state of South Carolina to not only say it's not. I feel like a lot of people like shit on South Carolina, just like a lot of people shit on Ohio, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people like they shit on the state they live in or the state they grew up in, and there are positives and negatives. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
just like there's positive negatives living in Ohio. I mean, I love Ohio to death. Um, but Dabo's not going anywhere because Clemson followers, it's such a cult down here that he can do no wrong. They can be 6-6 this year, and everyone's gonna be like, "It's okay, dude. Get him next year. You're our savior." Like they literally treat him like he's Jesus, and I don't get it. Like maybe that's just because like at Ohio State, it's you better win. Like
Yeah, if you
I
don't
don't
win,
know.
hey, you're on the chopping block, buddy.
Yeah, like I mean, there were people a couple years ago calling for Nick Saban to be fired from Alabama because they had a two-loss like team, and I don't know. I don't get that feel. I think Dabo will be at Clemson until Dabo doesn't want to be at Clemson.
Yeah,
But
I'd agree with that.
this could be the beginning of the end very quickly for Clemson football.
Oh yeah, but okay, just because you brought it up,
Okay.
Nick Saban
Oh Lord. How much
as a
longer does he
coach,
have?
how much longer do you think he has? And or do you think he'll go and coach at another school?
Oh no, he's not going anywhere else. I
You think he's living and
uh,
dying by the tide, or Do you
Oh
think
yeah.
he goes
Oh
on and
yeah.
coaches in the NFL?
He already did that. He's not going back. He
Not
he
going
did
back.
that. He been there, done that. He crashed and burned with the Dolphins.
Honestly,
No,
I
I
did
mean,
not know that.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, and that's when we were younger. I mean, I didn't know that until I looked into it because a lot of people forget that he coached and won a national championship at LSU.
Oh yeah.
So he coached, won a national championship at LSU, and then went to the NFL, failed, and then came back to Alabama. And that's crazy to me because
That
that's
just
like
linked
going
everything up for me because I was like, wait, because I knew he
like
coached at LSU,
why
and
would
then
he leave LSU to go to
I was like, why would
Alabama
you go to Alabama though? That like I
if you're
never
LSU?
understood
Yeah,
that, but I was like, oh, maybe he just got offered like a hefty contract or something crazy like
no,
that.
it's
And so
because
I
he
was
went
like,
to the
oh, okay.
NFL. Yeah, it's because he went to the NFL. I and that's what's crazy is that like it's he has that trophy with LSU and he has the history with LSU, but I think he views himself as just Alabama.
Yeah.
And so he's been there so long. He's been so good. He cracks me up. I mean, I will admit when we were in high school and early college, there were times where I was like, "Oh, I hate him." But when I used that, it was because he was so much better than everybody that we liked. That it
Yeah.
was like, I
Oh
respect you,
yeah.
but I don't like you. Now that I have matured and have grown up, like he cracks me up.
Dude,
He
he's
really
so
like
funny.
the dry humor
Dude.
kills me. And so many people are like, "Oh my God, he's such an asshole. Like he never gives the press what they want." And it's like,
It's the
no, he literally doesn't
best.
care. He's like, no, like
He's like, all right, can I leave now? All
quit
right,
asking.
thank you.
Quit asking. Like it's the same thing with Belichick. Belichick racks me up.
Wait, okay.
I listen to it and
Have
I'm
you
like,
heard the Julian Edelman?
have you watched? Okay, we're gonna plug this. Have you watched the Kelsey, like the New Heights or whatever? Have you watched their podcast? If you
Dude,
haven't,
I love
go
that
through it
podcast. It's so
because
good.
them with Edelman is
It's a great
freaking
episode
gold.
where
Oh my
he's doing the
God.
Belichick impression. He's like, oh hey, they're red gloves.
Yeah,
Come on,
because he
come
talks about the
on.
I just told Jordan about that last night because I saw the clip because they're talking about how the Chiefs are getting upset that every time they're at home now, the team that plays them wears red gloves so you can't see the holding. And
Yeah.
Edelman tells the story about how they were on the road and Belichick told them to wear white gloves, or no, they were at home wearing white gloves, or he wanted them to wear white gloves because the team they were playing was wearing white, and Edelman had red gloves on. And he
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, fucking red gloves over here." Getting a holding penalty when freaking Johnny in the press box could have seen it because he's got goddamn red gloves on. Like
Dude, his
Belichick, like
impression is so funny. I was
he
literally like, oh
cracks
my
me
god.
up. He cracks me like the Kelsey brothers, like I will say,
Dude,
like
they're
there's some
hysterical.
anti Travis
Bro.
on the field frustrates me a little bit because I feel like he is a little showboaty, but
Yeah.
he's so funny.
Oh yeah.
And Edelman is just, I mean, they're all three of them are hysterical. And I love that. I love and hate that they didn't go to Ohio State
Dude,
because I
yeah.
love that
You
they
see
didn't go. They're all
cats.
Ohio boys. They're all Ohio boys. They didn't go to Ohio State. And so part
Cats
of me
and
is
Kent
like,
State,
how,
baby.
yeah,
Let's go.
yeah. But it's like part of me is like, how did you miss on them? But then it makes them such a good story. And actually, I feel like sometimes with Ohio State and big programs, those guys have a stigma about them that they're not 100% like authentic them. And I feel like those three are. And it's because the
Oh
Kelsey
yeah.
brothers went to UC and Edelman went to Kent State. And they were at UC before UC was like good,
Yeah.
like truly good. And then Kent State, like, no offense, I know you love your golden flashes, but when have they been
Uh
relevant? Right?
I don't think I've ever loved them for the sport of football besides like the 20 seconds that they were ahead of uh um it was Alabama. I think it was like 2 years ago.
That like they
Um
just those three crack me up. Like I
dude,
just
I honestly I love the have you watched the most recent one with Jason's wife?
Oh my gosh, she's hilarious. She calls him out on all his bullshit, and it's great. It is so good. And like
Oh
Jason,
my god,
honestly, like
he's so
both
funny,
like
dude.
Jason seems like the big brother I want to have. Like I
Bro,
can only
exactly.
imagine what they were like growing up. The fact that I remember in that episode they talked about how they both got kicked out of preschool. Like what?
Travis like threw a chair at the
At a
guy, at a
teacher.
teacher. Yeah. And
Like,
I forget what Jason said he
oh
did,
my
but I'm
I
like, dude, what? How do you both get kicked out of
did
preschool?
you so speaking of that, we're just like just plugging them. Like go watch
Yeah,
their stuff.
go
It's
check it out.
hilarious.
It's great
Like
podcast, guys.
seriously, like two of the best players that ever play the game. I mean that's the reality. And, but did you hear about because I guess they just had this documentary, the
Oh,
Kelsey or whatever, like Amazon was
yeah,
doing it. They had a premiere. Apparently, they were talking about it. Jason wore shorts and sandals to the premiere because he asked his wife to bring jeans and she was so busy doing everything else that she forgot his jeans. And Travis was like, I think the bigger question is why did Jason not bring jeans to football in order to take jeans to the premiere? And like, I just love that. Like, Jason's wife, I think her name's what, Kylie?
Kylie, yeah,
Yeah, okay. Like, I love that her and Travis are like that hallmark example of in like
in-laws, yeah.
yeah, sibling in-laws that just go at the one. Like I just love it. Like they keep him
It's
so
like, oh
humble,
yeah,
but
no, he's just dumb. He just can't take
like,
care of himself. And then he's just like, yeah.
and then did you see his Tinder bio? Oh my God. His like sarcastic Tinder bio. He's like, I love to cuddle. I'm looking for somebody who wants babies and to settle down. And then they're like, joke's on you. That's what happened. Like, oh my God. They crack me up.
Dude,
For their sake, I want UC to just run the tables this year.
honestly, that'd be so funny.
Okay. To get back on college football and to wrap this up. Dark horse, who you got?
Honestly, as much as it hurts me to say,
No, I don't like where this is going.
hook 'em, baby. Hook 'em, baby.
Oh, that's not a dark horse. They're
Hook
fourth
'em,
in the
baby.
nation. You can't no.
Okay, I granted they're like underlooked a little bit. I think.
I don't know. They just beat Alabama.
I think it's just my sector of the woods. No one's really talking about
Probably.
Texas.
I
I
mean,
feel like
nobody wants to
once you,
talk about Texas.
yeah,
Texas is annoying as heck. I'm sorry. That's the reality. They're
but
freaking cancer.
okay. So all right, then all right, dark horse. Let's see here. Let's see here. Who we got? Who we got?
Northwestern.
Oh, what?
Ready? Here's my dark horse. My legit dark horse, Cincinnati. I want to see them, run the tables. I would love to see what they do once they get into the Big 12 schedule. My what if dark horse, which really starts tomorrow at 5 p.m., Washington versus Michigan State. If you didn't catch it, Michigan State has suspended Mel Tucker and they have an interim, but they're talking to Mark D'Antonio about coming back and helping the team. Now, if he were to come
Interesting.
back, do you think Michigan State has
Yeah,
the talent
yeah,
to run the table?
yeah. Oh yeah. I think Michigan State would run town. I think as long as
They were in
I
the
mean,
West
when I think of Michigan State, I still think of Antonio still being the coach, even though he's not.
with Le'Veon Bell in the backfield and Kirk
Yeah,
Cousins under
yeah.
center.
Oh yeah. You
Did you
know,
watch that documentary? Quarterback. I
quarterbacks.
love Kirk Cousins. I
Dude,
love Kirk
Kirk
Cousins. He cracks me up. I'm like, dude, I can be friends with
Haynes.
you. Oh my God. And I hate that I was sitting there watching. I was like, God, as a Packers fan, I'm really loving the Vikings. This is not okay.
Dude.
Like,
Dude, Kirk
speaking
Cousins
of the
though.
Packers, Jordan Love sitting on the Browns. I feel bad for Justin Fields, but Watch out, Green Bay. Oh, I think we won that trade, by the way. Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers though.
Oh God.
Can we talk about how much he's trying to pull the Brett Favre of? I just feel like it's
Dude,
he's
he
trying to
just
follow that blueprint, and he's going
has
to
to play. He has to play in New York for a couple of years, wait for Kirk Cousins to retire, then go to Minnesota for a year.
yeah, and then back to Green Bay,
Yeah,
retire.
for a day to retire.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like.
I can see
Do
it.
you
I
think
can
we're
see him doing
done?
it.
Do you think we're done watching Aaron Rodgers? Do you think he comes back? Because it's torn Achilles at 40 years old.
Yeah, I
He
think
turns
at this
40 this
point,
year.
the only way he has the chance of coming back, he's out for the season, right? I haven't looked too
Yes,
much.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
Yeah, he
I mean
completely tore his Achilles. He's out.
at this point, the only thing I could see is probably starting to look into possibly doing some like media work. Because I mean, he's no Tom Brady, and Tom I think
Did
played.
you hear people suggested that the Jets go after Tom Brady?
Why
If
don't they
you're a
like? Why don't they like
if
the quarterback they
you're
have right now?
Zach Wilson, oh
Yeah,
my God,
is
fuck
he
that
garbage?
dude.
Garbage?
He is a locker room cancer, is what everything I got. He's the dude from BYU in the same draft class as Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, oh wait,
Yeah.
he's the one that like took someone's mom to like
Oh,
something. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It was like he was cheating on his girlfriend with his mom's friend,
yeah.
something like that. Like, yeah, it was weird. So now his ex-girlfriend is with his college roommate, who's also an NFL player. Yeah, it's weird, dude.
Bro, what
Those
the
Mormons do it differently.
fuck? We gotta keep PG. Sorry, guys.
No, I don't think I give it one more year. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to try to come back. Um, but I think maybe after next year he's done.
I see.
Uh,
Honestly, I don't know if it's even worth him coming back. I don't
it's
know if
fair.
the Jets are gonna be all that this year,
Well, it all
because I
depends
think the
on
only
what they
way
do
they have
this
a
year.
chance is if they win out this year, or at least make it far enough to where Aaron Rodgers can say, "Oh, hey, like if I can quarterback for one more season, get a ring, I think then he hops out." But
Yeah,
I don't know if I can see him throwing in the towel right now where it's at. Just because I feel like he's gonna want to keep going, play at least another season of football. Granted, I don't know how long he'll be able to, continue playing after that, just because he is getting up there in age, and
yeah,
you know,
yeah. That's fair.
he, he's not as young as he once was, but he was good once as he ever was. You know.
He was pretty darn good. So this weekend, what are your top games? What games are you going to be looking at?
All right, so to start out, we gotta be talking about Penn State, Illinois. I'm very interested to
Conference clash.
yeah, I'm very interested to see what happens there. A lot of other ones, there's a couple that I'm eh about. Like I'm interested to see what Miami and Florida does. Just because
They
they are
already
kind of
won.
they're hot right now.
They already won.
Oh, they played yesterday.
I mean,
Oh,
they played Bethune Cookman, but yeah, they played yesterday. So evidently, you did not tune into that one.
I did not tune into that one, guys. I literally thought it was Saturday because, like, I always pull up the list and I just assume all of them are Saturdays. I don't think about,
Yeah.
like, I don't look at, I'm just like, oh, time, 12 o'clock. Okay. And that one, I was like, oh, they're playing a late game? That's kind of weird. All right.
Oh
Um,
man.
Another
So you
game,
got Penn State, Illinois.
I kind of want to see what South Carolina does with Georgia.
Oh yeah, I got that circle. Let me see
I,
what the Gamecocks do
I,
down in the hedges in
I'd be
Athens. Let
interested
me
to
see.
see if the
I'm gonna
Gamecocks
see.
can return to their former glory.
Beamer ball, baby.
and went out here. But other than that, I mean, Ohio State's playing Western Kentucky. I'm probably
Oh,
gonna tune into that.
we're gonna tune into that.
Yeah,
We have to.
that's a must.
Oh, it's a 4 p.m. right in the middle.
It's a
I hate
weird
those games.
one.
I
I don't
hate
know
those
why they do
games.
that, but yeah, that's one I'll
Oh
probably end up
man.
tuning into for a little bit. Hopefully, it's not as close as last week, but okay. We're not gonna talk
Oh,
about
we'll see.
it. Tennessee and Florida. Is Florida back? Is
No.
Florida decent?
No.
Let's find out. I also want to see if Tennessee's consistent, just because they are undefeated right now, and if they can keep it up, who knows? Maybe we might see a Tennessee Texas
Oh
duel
my
for the
God,
SEC.
another Orange Bowl. Jesus Christ.
Oh, oh yeah,
All
oh
right.
yeah. And
I
then
got
yeah, that calls it out for me. I hope also just a quick honorable mention. Go Bowling Green. Just get in
ah,
there.
the
Um,
Falcons. The
let's go Falcons.
Falcons.
You guys can
Why
pull it
the
off.
heck?
Let's do
Why
it.
the heck are
Let's
they
do
playing
it.
at 7:30?
I
Why
don't
the heck
know.
are they doing that?
Bowling
No, you
Green's
know what
probably
I
like,
got?
yo, we're gonna be big, bro.
They're
Dude,
like,
what if
hey,
it's the biggest upset
no,
in
what
college
they're
football
think
at the big house?
uh,
Seven, like, oh, dude. Do you
oh my
imagine?
God. Yeah, and then they'll make a they'll run away with their like
Riot,
1.5 million
riot,
dollars.
riot.
Yeah. Oh my God. Now I got circled. I want to see the Gamecocks down in Athens. I think that will be a better game than people think. I want to see what South Carolina, if they can bounce back. I'm interested. I'll probably tune in on commercials to the Washington Michigan State game just because it's at Michigan State. I want to see, I want to see how Michigan State's playing without Mel Tucker. Are they playing inspired? Are they not? And then also, how legit is Washington? I think Michael Penix Jr. is really good. I thought he was good at Indiana. I thought Indiana screwed themselves over by letting him walk. So, I want to see how legit Washington is. Obviously, I'll be watching the Ohio State game, and hopefully their offense looks better now that McCord is the starter moving forward. Ryan Day finally announced that. And then I would say I'm gonna tune into Colorado State just to see how many points Colorado scores. But a 10 p.m. kick is late. I know it's a
Yeah.
7 p.m. kick or an 8 p.m. kick for them. Um, I'm not
That,
staying up for that.
yeah,
I'm just
I
being
might see the
honest. I'm
first
not.
quarter, second quarter possibly. Um, but other than that,
Yeah.
um I'm definitely gonna be tuning into ESPN to
Yes.
see who won that
See
game.
highlights. Yeah. But you know what I'm
Hopefully
looking forward to
Colorado wins out
more?
there. So
I hope so. But you know what I'm looking forward to more is the following week. All right, we can discuss this more next week, but just to get you a little flavor, okay, get you all ready for the following week. We got
ooh,
Oklahoma at UC,
it's my 90 baby.
Florida's Florida State at Clemson, Mississippi at Alabama, Colorado at Oregon, UCLA at Utah, Arkansas at LSU, Oregon State at Washington State, Texas at Baylor. You know, Baylor likes to upset those teams. Iowa going down into Penn State. And then we got Ohio State at Notre Dame. Next week looks good. This week, we got enough decent games to get us through. Next week, we're going to be feasting, and I look forward to that.
Guys, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you next week. Some college football. Peace out.